Right guys, obviously this isn't the Monday painting video. I do apologise. It's my fault. Because folks came in, and I'm not going to tell you who it was, you'll see hopefully tomorrow. And it's a massive model. Now, I started working on it on Sunday. I knew since Friday what it was. It was gravel and everything else. I primed it all up Friday, yeah, and just put to one side. I work on it Sunday. I should have actually started working on it from the Saturday, because I was off Saturday and Sunday, so I should have started working on it on the Saturday. But I was just doing other bits and pieces and let's build videos and everything else, and oh yeah, it'd be fine, I'll do it Sunday. And Sunday came, I started working on it, and I've run out of time on it. And Monday painting video is due. I think so far it's taken me about 5.5 hours. Someone said, yeah, but you off the whole day Sunday. I had lots of other things to do as well, and I was just I was doing some on it, like some airbrushing on it, then I went off and do other things. I came back and then did some more, and I just put a wash on as well, and had to mess with the wash because it kept trying to run off because I think I put too much on, and loads of different things. But ultimately, it's because it's a huge model, and I'm about 50% of the way through it, maybe a little bit more, and I absolutely love what I've done so far. So my hope is that I will have it ready for Tuesday. If not, then it'll be finished by Thursday and be up Thursday. But I do apologise because everyone looks forward to Monday painting video, but I think the next time, I don't think there's actually nothing here as big as him. So, but I think the next time I have a big model like this to paint, I will start it on the Friday. As soon as I know, I'm going to start it and get it done. So I do apologise. And if this does go up Thursday again, forgive me guys. Hopefully when you see it, you'll understand and you won't be disappointed with what you see, because it's fantastic and it's a unique style to what everyone else has done this huge model with. So here's a video that I had ready for tomorrow, Tuesday, but I'm going to give it to you today. Enjoy guys, and I do apologise, and hopefully I have this guy finished soon. Take it easy. Hi and welcome, I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is a Let's Build video. What a Let's Build video is about? Well, I take a model kit and I show you how to put it together. If there's areas of concern on the sprue, like straight away off the bat, look at this one, I can see like areas like that. We have to be careful, or if there's anything that on the instructions it says one number, but on the sprue it's a different number, I'll let you guys know. This is a visual aid for anyone that's thinking of starting a new army, or looking at a model going, I want to add that model to my army, but it looks like a very complicated build. It's a visual aid to help you, show you how easy these kits are, and hopefully to make all these model kits very accessible to you guys. If you suffer with dyslexia or struggle with instructions, again, this helps you out, because these model kits are pretty much easy. But if I make any mistakes, I then show you that I've made this mistake, and then you can avoid that mistake, or at least you have the heads up about, look, be careful here because you could make a mistake there. So for all my regulars here guys, I feel love, thank you very much. I'll see you in a minute guys. What am I building today? Today I'm going to build a Venom crawler. Now this is a Chaos Demon engine from the Wrath of the Soul King box. Now if you can buy this from GW, but it comes in a box with 2 obliterators. I'm not doing the obliterators today, I'm doing the Venom crawler. But as you can see on this sprue, there are parts for the obliterators on here as well. So it's going to be a bit of a pickety and then mess around, because by the looks of it, some of the parts are scattered. That looks like part of Venom crawler there. So anyway, let's start as always. Tools needed. mold line scraper. Now you can use a surgical type blade, or you can use a hobby knife. If you're using a knife, be careful guys, because it's a sharp instrument. If there's people in the house, let them know you're using a knife, so nobody comes up and says something to you and scares you. You end up cutting yourself. Clippers, most useful part of our tools that we have. I also have sanding sponge, which is sponge with sandpaper either side. Now, you can get this from a hardware shop. I believe you'd get it in the paint and decorating section. I think I got this one from like a pound shop, a Euro 50 shop or something like that. Again, in the paint and decorating section. It's actually brilliant for getting into bits like I just showed you with the wires and stuff, because it's gentle. And when you finish gluing the model, if you go, oh look at that dirty cast line, or there's a bit of sprue there that when I clipped, I didn't quite get it off. This can come in just nice and easy. It's a plastic kit, so I have plastic glue, but I do have super glue on hand just in case. Now some people ask me what brand is that. It's called Glue It. There is actually, I've shown you guys this before, but I keep getting asked for this. This is the one I prefer. It has a brush on the end. So much easier for me to get into little nooks and grooves. Some people prefer the ones with the long nozzle, but I just prefer that one. Right, as always, for everyone that's new, the first thing you need to do if you're new, after you watch this video, turn your subscribe button, hit your subscribe button, and turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. Because I don't just do let's build videos. I do painting videos. I do hosts of different videos. But as always, we're going to look at the sprue and see what we can ascertain what's what and what's not. Now, this is a little bit of a you know, mess up, because there's, like I said, there's bits of obliterator on here. That's obliterator, but I can see that's body of the Venom cooler. That's the top part of him. It looks like legs, leg. There's probably a few more bits that looks like a leg, but it may not be. That looks like part of him as well. The only annoying thing is that they come on the same sprue with the obliterators. It's not a big problem at the end of the day, but it is just a pain. So the first thing I'm going to do, as always, is we're going to find the Venom cooler and go through the stat lines. Have a look at it. So here's the stat lines. Movement 12, weapon skill 3+, ballistic skill 3+, strength 7, toughness 7, 9 wounds, 6 attacks, leadership 8, and 3 up armor save. Now it's armed with 2 excruciator cannons and soul flare tendrils and claws. So the excruciator cannon has a range of 36, as you can see. It's salt free, so you'll be doing rolling 6 dice there, because it's got 2 of them. And he can advance and still shoot, so that's not too bad, with no penalties. Well, -1 penalty, sorry, in the current rules. I say current rules because 10th edition is only a few months away. He's strength 6, his weapon is strength 6, AP -2, 2 damage apiece. So maximum he could probably do 6 hits, 6 wounds. There's 12 like proper wounds he can cause with those weapons. So it's not maxing out on that. Not too bad. He's soul flare tendrils and claws. Close combat attack is the same strength as the user, strength 7, so that's quite tasty. -3 AP, which is very tasty, so that means a Space Marine with his 3 up armor save will end up with a 6 up armor save, and each one does 2 damage. That's quite tasty actually, considering he has 6 attacks. Again, that means he could do a damage output of 12, but the AP -3 is what really makes it worthwhile. He's got Electric Galaxy Burn and Demon Engine, special rules. Now Demon Engine I think gives him, he regenerates a wound every turn. And Electric Galaxy Burn I think gives him, and like that's Space Marine Doctrines. But he gets extra attacks, so I think like in the assault phase I think assault weapons get explosive damage or something like that. Reservoir of Demonic Energy. While a friendly Legion Psyker is within 9 inches of this model, add 1 to the psychic test taken for that unit, which is not too bad. Explodes when he's destroyed. He explodes on a 5+, with every unit within 6 inches suffering D3 mortal wounds. It's not too bad. That's what the bad boy looks like. But anyway, I think now it's time to finish getting set up, and I'll come back to you with the first two pieces. Right, so I'm going to give you numbers as always, but I'm going to point the pieces out as always, just because this is a very confusing sprue where they've got like obliterated pieces on here as well. Right, so the first pieces we need are number 1, number 2. This is number 1, this is number 2. So I'm going to snip those down, clean those down, and then show you how they go together. Now bear in mind, this little bit here, just be careful of that, because you can see where the sprue finishes and then the bath starts. Just doesn't seem to be any, there's a little piece there, just be aware of when you're snipping that off. But again, I'm asked this question as well, what's the difference between the two sides of the clippers? Well, here's the difference. If I cut it from this side, yeah, say the model's here, it's not going to give me a straight cut. But if I do it the other way, it'll give me a straight cut. Yeah, prime example, let me get in here and show you this. Straight cut. Anyway, I'm going to cut those off, trim those down, cut those off, clean those down, and show you how they go together. Now, some of you would have already guessed how this goes together. Very, very simple. There's a lot of points of contact where they line up. All these holes, this little nozzle bit here, this spike on the top here. There's a little groove that just lines up into. Yeah. So I'm going to glue those two bits together. Now you can see there's a cast line, not cast join line, sorry, between the two. I'll run a little bit of plastic glue over that as well. Now this bad boy was a pain in the hole. There's little cast lines between there. I've given it a go down with the mold line remover. But when I'm filling those joins, I'll just run a little dribble of what's left on the nozzle of the plastic glue along there, just to melt those little tiny bits away. So the next piece needed is number 3, which is this big top head piece. Bear in mind, that's where I'd cut it. So this piece at the bottom here, I'll be looking. See that little pin that steps up? I'd keep that. The next one as well, and the next one as well. So where this little ridge is, I'd cut it just there. So I've got a little pin because there's 3 holes in the top for it. So I'm going to cut that out, clean it down, and I can show you. Look at that dirty mold line. See it? It's going to be a pain in the hole to clean, but I'm going to get into it. Right, so it's a little bit weird, because instructions tell me that these 3 line up with these 3 holes. Yeah, that's grand. They go in, and then this bit it's meant to sit down on top of that. Yeah, but there's no point of contact there. But in the instructions, what I can see, it looks like there's another one of these little rods there to go in there, which is bizarre. But anyway, it goes in there, so I'm going to glue that in, push that into there, these 3 little holes into those little holes, and push it down so that sits on top of that. Okay, and then if it's wrong, then by the end I know it's wrong, and I can tell you it's wrong. If it's right, then it's right. If it's not wrong but not right, somewhere in the middle, then again I'll let you guys know. So I'm going to glue that in. I'll come back to you. Right, so that's where it is. Yeah, it doesn't look right to me. Okay, because that bit is not connected. So I looked at the instructions. That's how it goes in, and it looks like it's connected in there. Okay, so I went, as always, when I'm not sure about something, I check more than one source. There's the painted model. It's not connected. So that solves that conundrum for me. So that's how that goes in. Anyway, it's supposed to be like that because it sits up like this. Anyway, that's a bit of a pain in the backside. So the next pieces needed are number 4. There's number 4. She's eyeballs. See his eyeballs there. We also need number 5, must be here, which is this tentacle, and number 6, which is this tentacle. So I'm going to snip all 3 of those off and clean those down and show you where they go and how they go on. Right, so we'll start with the first piece, which is his little face. Yeah, there's his eyes at the top. You put it through the tongue, yeah, and it goes in. It's a very tight fit, it's a fiddle around it, goes in up there. You sort of push it into place, yeah. To the little line where it's joined in, that's right. So I wouldn't even take that off and put plastic glue on it. I'm just going to run plastic glue along the joint there, either side, and sort that out. Now the tentacles, and of course I messed up, didn't I? I didn't separate them. I cut them both off and just clean them both down. First thing I say about these tentacles, they are a pain with mould lines. I don't think you're going to see it now, but there was pain in the whole mould line. It was straight through it, both sides. Anyway, these go in the bottom here. Now, there is a little nip. Stop being stupid, camera, please. There was a little nip on here. The lighting's going weird because the sun's starting to come up outside and the light's starting to just come through a little bit. And that goes in there. No, I think that's the wrong one. I think that goes this side. I think that's supposed to be, yeah, that comes up like that. This one has more of a curve on it, more of an S shape. That goes in there. And the other one has the same little bit on it. There you can see that. Look at that mould line just above my thumb there. Horrible. Look, you see that I haven't got all of it. Look. Anyway, that goes in this side. Something like that. Something like this, actually. I know. It goes in there. I'm going to fiddle around it and get it in there and glue it in and then come back and show you what way it goes. Right. Sexy looking monster, huh? Now, the thing that keeps throwing me off with this model, I'm looking at it going, oh, it doesn't look right because he's meant to be he's up at an angle. Not now, but when he's by the time he's finished, he's up at an angle. So I have to put him. No, it's going to come out. That's all that has come out. Have to hold him for a couple of minutes and I'll come back with the next pieces. Right, so the next pieces needed are 23, which is this piece here, and 22. Now when I first looked at them I didn't think they were a gun, but they are actually a gun. Lovely, so I'm going to snip these 2 pieces off and clean them down. Now 22 goes this side, 23 goes that side. So I'm going to put 22 over here, 23 over there, and then clean them down and show you how they go on. Now, so this is very straightforward. This goes in there like that. Yeah, so it just connects in there, the back there. Yeah, and that just sits in there. Very straightforward. The other one, the other side is exactly the same. So I'm going to glue them into place and I'll come back to you then for the next pieces. There we go. Now there is some annoying mould casting lines on the gun barrels itself. But now, let's stand him up. The next pieces that we need are number, I did see them a minute ago, maybe 20, where the hell are you now? 21 and 22. Sorry, 20 and 21. Now 20 is this side and 21 is that side. Now when I'm saying that, I'm talking about from the back of the model. Okay, because they go on the back of the model. So 20 is this side, 21 is that side. So I'm going to snip them off, clean them down, and then show you how they go on. It's very, very straightforward. So that just slots in like that. Slots into there and slots onto this bit here. Yeah, and it slots in the back there. Bloody aeroplane overhead. That's in the back there. Yeah, so I'm going to glue that into place. The other one's the same, the other side. So I'm going to glue them both into place and then come back to you again. Now, the next one we need is number 10. There's a heap of legs we need now, but we're going to start with number 10 and work our way around. So number 10 is up in this corner. I'm going to snip it, clean it, and show you where it goes. Now, this is very straightforward. This is number 10, and number 10 goes in this hole here, like so. There's a little square peg and a square hole in there. It just goes in there. Okay. Now I will tell you guys, this is horrible for casting lines. I've been over it once with the mould line scraper, then I hit it with the sanding sponge first of all, then I went mould line scraper, and then I went back to the sanding sponge just to try and get as many off as I could and tidy up a little bit. But I'm going to glue it into place and I'll come back and show you the next piece. And the next one, there's the first one we took. Next one is number 8, which is here. Okay, so I'm going to snip that off, clean it down. Now there is a little circle bit there. You want to keep that. That stays on the model. That's part of the model. Okay, so the sprue just ends there. So snip that off, clean it down, and I'll show you where it goes. Right, again, this is another annoying one for mould lines. And I see, look, you see that between the spikes there? I'm going to get into that again before I glue it in, but this literally goes in there. Again, it's a square pin, she goes in there like that. Okay, so I'm going to give that another once over. The only thing I don't like about this model so far, apart from the horrible casting lines, is it's difficult to stand it. So you can see I've got it leaned up one side against the paints, because it's an absolute nightmare. But I suppose once all these are in, it'll be nice and nice. I'm going to go and clean this. Right, so same for the other side, but one we need is number 9. First one, number 9 will go in the back or in the middle hole. So number 9 is going to go in the middle hole there. Okay, that one. And the next one we need then is number 7, which is this one here. So number 9 is here. Number 7 is there. Number 7 goes in the front hole. So I'm going to take number 9 off, clean it down, glue it in. Then number 7, take it off, clean it down, glue it in, and I'll come back to you then, guys, after I've glued those 2 pieces in. Right, so on to the first back leg. This is where it gets a little bit messy. We need number 16, which is this piece down the corner here. Okay. We need number 17, which is this piece here. Doesn't even look like that we need it. It looks like it's part of the obliterator, but we need that. 17. And we need number 18. Oh, sorry. Which is this piece up here. Okay, so this piece, and 16. So I'm going to snip all 3 of those off, clean those down and show you how they go together. Now, so the way this goes together, number 16 goes up like that. Okay. Then you get number 18, which is the one with the little tentacle at the back. That goes across the front here. Okay, now you see that little hole? That slots in there. If I can put it in properly, and it lines up. Okay, then this other piece comes over the top here. Now you can see the ridges line up with the spikes. There we go. Yeah, so I'm going to glue that together, and then we'll come back in for the last piece to go with that. The next piece we need is number 19, which is this big lovely piece. I believe this piece has to be flat. That goes onto the base. So don't worry about the little bit that sticks into it. Get rid of all of that. And clip it off, clean it down and show you how it goes on. Now this is very straightforward. It slides in there. It sits flush at the top there. The focus is in, as you can see. And it's going to look like that. So I'm going to glue that into place and then come back and show you the other side. Right, so the next ones we need are number 11, which is this piece here. number 13, which is this bad boy, and number 12, which is this bad boy. Now these pieces are the same as what I've just done, okay? They're obviously just the other side. So I'm going to clean them, clip them all off, clean them all down, and glue them together because they go together the exact same way. And then this is the piece that we need next, which is number 14. And again, that goes on the same way as the front of this piece did, yeah? So I'm going to clip them all off, clean all down, glue them together, and then I'll come back and show you where they go. Now, it's almost done. Comes together nicely. So this leg, the first one, okay, that has the flat piece on the bottom, it basically just slots into there. Okay, there's some wires underneath. They just go into little holes there. And that is how it goes. So I'm going to glue that one in. Then this one, exactly the same, but in this side. Okay. Get it in properly. What are you doing wrong here? Let me get the one side in first and I'll come back and show you the other side then. And there we go. Just need a little bit of gentle push. Now I have noticed along this line there's a dirty cast line, old line, just along this edge. Not too happy about it. That is almost done. There's one piece left to do, and that, my friends, is C15, which is this piece here. It's an amazing piece. Now you can see there's a little square there. That's for the back foot this side, and that goes into that. But I'm going to snip this off, clean it down, and show you how it goes on. But there's some amount of detail on that. This is how that goes in. Yeah, just sideways. And then just get some glue. Some glue along all the raised areas. Don't know why that light is flickering on me. Now put it on every foot, even though some feet may not even touch the ground. There we go. Now what I do is I'll go around with the plastic glue and just make sure that I touch every little bit between the base and, you know, the model. Just make sure it's just seals any little gaps, so there's no gap for it to come off. It just seals nicely. I'm going to get on with that and I'll come back to you in a second. And there we have it, guys. Now this model is pretty straightforward to build, in all honesty. I'd probably give it a 2.5 to 3 for building purposes, because it is very straightforward. But I can't give it that. I have to give it a higher building difficulty. I probably have to give it a 5. The reason why is, there's 2 reasons. One, because it's scattered across the sprue with our models. Okay, so for anyone that's beginners, they're going to look at this and go, well, where are all the pieces I need? You know, that's one reason that sort of just irks me a little bit. They could have had all the parts for this in one sprue, or across, you know, a sprue and a bit. And the mould lines, the casting lines on this model, absolutely, there's too many. This is actually the model that has the worst casting lines that I've seen in since lead models. Absolutely disgusting. I can still see a couple on the gun there, a couple this side. There's one on the tendrils I can see. There's a couple here and there. Now when that's fully cured and fully dried, I'll go back over the sanding sponge and just try and get the little bits I can. Get the hobby knife into there and just try and get little bits. But it's absolutely horrible for casting lines. But it's an amazing model. Would I buy another one? Yes, I would. I was actually eyeballing, because this comes in a box set with this guy and the 2 obliterators. but you have to mail order them from GW. You can't, most stockists don't stock them because you have to get them directly from GW. I believe they're at €45 or something like that. If I'm wrong, someone let me know, but I believe they're that sort of price. I was eyeballing them to buy a box, and then I see that they were being released in the Wrath of the Sulking box, and I was like, well, I want Azrael anyway, and, you know, Vishtar, so sold it to me then, just get these guys to this. Anyway, hopefully the obliterators, when I do put them together, are not as bad in casting lines as this guy. But it's an absolutely amazing sculpt. So again, guys, thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button, turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. But everyone else, you know, massive thank you for supporting the channel for all this time. I'm going to bring you down to show you some pretty pictures, but in those pretty pictures, if you do see a casting line here or there, you know, you'll see what I mean, how bad it is. But don't panic, because before I even spray it down, I always give it a clean down with the sanding sponge, make sure I've got everything. So guys, until next time, pretty pictures, but until next time, take it easy.